DY fans are utterly shocked by the rumors that are spreading like wildfire around Atlanta. This could be one of the most explosive scandals in the history of hip-hop and love. If there is any truth to the fresh rumors that have exploded across social media just when everyone thought the dust had settled between Mena and Mendeecees, the DNA test that was intended to verify that Erica's kid wasn't Mendeecees was shown last season. But according to several unconfirmed sources close to production, it might not have been as genuine as it first appeared. Indeed, some insiders are referring to it as a VH1 cover-up. And rumors of a thorough internal probe behind the scenes are currently circulating, according to the streets. Erica has never changed her mind about her claim and has always thought that baby belonged to Mendeecees. Several documents that purportedly dispute the results that were broadcast have now inexplicably reappeared. According to reports, one producer left the site last week. Yandy has remained silent. On social media, Mendeecees has stopped talking, and admirers. The comments are getting out of hand. In order to preserve a plot, did VH1 actually fabricate a paternity test? Or is this just another instance of chaos on twisted reality television? Whatever it is, something is amiss, and the situation is becoming more chaotic by the second. Fans are utterly shocked by the rumors that are spreading like wildfire around Atlanta. This could be one of the most explosive scandals in the history of hip-hop and love. If there is any truth to the fresh rumors that have exploded across social media, just when everyone thought the dust had settled between Mena and Mendeecees, the DNA test that was intended to verify that Erica's kid wasn't Mendeecees was shown last season. But according to several unconfirmed sources close to production, it might not have been as genuine as it first appeared. Indeed, some insiders are referring to it as a VH1 cover-up. And rumors of a thorough internal probe behind the scenes are currently circulating. According to the streets, Ka has never changed her mind about her claim and has always thought that baby belonged to Mendeecees. Several documents that purportedly dispute the results that were broadcast have now inexplicably reappeared. According to reports, one producer left the site last week. Yandy has remained silent. Mendeecees has stopped talking, and admirers. The comments are getting out of hand. In order to preserve a plot, did VH1 actually fabricate a paternity test? Or is this just another instance of chaos on twisted reality television? Whatever it is, something is amiss, and the situation is becoming more chaotic by the second. It all started when Mena showed up on set on a muggy afternoon in Atlanta, appearing more agitated than normal. She moved like a ghost through the studio's hallways, her lips pressed together in a line that seemed to indicate she was holding something back, and her eyes fixed on the ground. People saw that she avoided making eye contact, and instead of smiling confidently as she usually did, she gave short nods. One staff member reported that she arrived 30 minutes late, citing urgent personal business as the only reason. Everywhere she went, she was followed by gossip. Was she still upset by the paternity reveal from the previous season? Or was there something fresh going on underneath? After that, rumors began to circulate like water leaking through a broken dam. Someone whispered they never showed the real results during a brief exchange heard in the wardrobe. With furrowed eyebrows, Erica's hairdresser glanced up before swiftly going back to folding clothing. When the producer said Sato Voshi, I swear they shot two endings. The stylist nearly dropped a stack of scripts after later running into the assistant producer in the hallway. One where Erica prevailed and one where she failed. The studio was electrified, as if everyone had just realized they were not actors in a staged reality, but rather participants in a very real-life drama. Erica was seen smoking on a balcony with a view of the parking lot that evening. Despite her phone's constant buzzing in her hand, she would not answer. She nodded appreciatively as a friend attempted to approach her holding a water bottle, which she accepted with shaking fingers. As she glared at the flickering lights below, she angrily declared, "I'm fine." But according to the set crew, she was fumbling over words she had learned by heart for weeks as she rushed through her lines on camera. Erica's heavy sighs and the sound of her quick gasps were heard. During each of the 5 takes that the director paused, when a leaked text exchange became viral on social media, that was the true tipping point. A fan account that somehow managed to get into a secret cast group conversation shared it. A communication from Erica to an unidentified recipient was shown in the screenshot. The envelope was switched. You saw it, too. A response below said, "I have the pictures. Do you really want this to be released?" What screenshot was the game changer? Fans asked incessantly on Twitter, what envelope? Which pictures? Did the producers conspire to conceal the truth? Or did Erica know it all along? Thousands of users demanded answers as the hashtag #defraud went viral. The production office turned into a battlefield of leaked memos and tense meetings in the days that followed. According to one background check, she saw Mona Scott-Young and the head of legal affairs have a heated private meeting. Documents were slapped onto tables, hands waved in exasperation, and voices were yelled. According to an insider, it was like a bad game of poker where both sides were trying to bluff each other into folding. Erica, meanwhile, spent hours at a time withdrawing within her trailer, coming out only to record her confessionals with a hollow voice, glassy eyes, and a pale complexion. She felt as if she were reliving an unavoidable nightmare. After posting promotional content and family images on social media, Yandy fell strangely silent. At first, producers assumed she was taking a vacation, perhaps to concentrate on her personal health. However, rumors began to circulate when followers realized she hadn't posted in more than 48 hours. Was Yandy entangled in the controversy? Was she a Mendeecees spokesman? Or worse, was she aware that the DNA test was a fake? Her camp's silence simply served to heighten the fervor. Whether her quiet was a calculated maneuver or an indication of more serious issues was up for debate. Among analysts, Mendeecees turned into a ghost. He skipped a planned podcast recording, his usual late-night live stream, and even turned down a guest appearance on a talk show that was advertising the upcoming season. "Back soon" was all that was written in a brief Instagram post. Fans closely examined every aspect of that post, including the background lighting, word choice, and filter employed. Conspiracy shows analyzed the video frame by frame and claimed to have seen a secret envelope on a neighboring table. The hypothesis took off like wildfire. Whether it was real or imagined, the scene was set for an off-camera altercation that would completely change the plot. Erica rushed onto the set with tears in her eyes on the morning of a crucial group scene. With a shaking finger, she confronted a producer and demanded to know why she had been shown a result that suggested she was deluded. Even though the cameras were filming, the sound was cut for the time being, leaving only angry whispers and muffled cries. Snippets of "You lied to me," "I trusted you," and "Where's my real DNA test?" were recorded by a boom microphone before the scenario ended. And the feed was abruptly cut. Fan websites uploaded hazy recordings of the altercation overnight. And despite the low audio quality, the intensity was clear. Erica's voice broke with hurt and rage, and you could hardly hear Yandy's gentle attempts at consolation. Some viewers interpreted it as a call for justice, while others regarded it as a ploy to increase viewership. However, the outcome was the same. Every preview and promotional video for the impending reunion special was overshadowed by the story surrounding Erica's pregnancy claim. According to reports, the network management conducted an internal content audit of the DNA episode after recognizing a crisis and an opportunity to compare the aired video with the master tapes stored in the studio vault. They put together a team of reviewers. The ramifications were severe: possible legal exposure, a betrayal of audience confidence, and a plot stripped of its credibility if those videos showed a different outcome. Another level of drama was added when the word audit spread like wildfire. Fans conjectured that the season's climax would be completely destroyed if VH1 acknowledged the fraud. In the midst of this chaos, Erika posted a single picture, a rotating collection of pictures showing her purported pregnancy. Each one more intimate than the last sonogram pictures, doctor's notes, and even a picture of her clutching her growing baby belly during a bridal shower. Her caption said, "I never wanted to air my truth like this, but y'all deserve to know what's real." The response was swift, with ardent fans praising her, doubters critiquing her harshly, and an endless stream of comments questioning the veracity of each image. Never before had the stakes been so high. Thus, this saga's first chapter ended with more questions than answers. Fans' perceptions of their favorite show were severely damaged when a straightforward plot about paternity descended into a full-fledged scandal. Viewers were left circling, like vultures, ravenous for every piece of evidence, as the mystery was only heightened by the major character's silence. Erika stood at the hurricane's eye, waiting to see which direction the winds would blow next in the tranquil aftermath of the storm. When production revealed an unexpected schedule adjustment, the mood on set changed once more. After being instructed to arrive early for a purported promotional picture session, the cast and crew were confronted by a row of grim-faced network officials in a windowless meeting room. Rumor had it that VH1's legal team had become so suspicious that they wanted to examine the master tapes more closely. The management were clear that anything that didn't fit the DNA scene that was broadcast would need to be addressed in public. Everyone was waiting for testimony, and the space had the feel of a courthouse. As though bracing herself for a decision, Erika, seated at the back with Yandy at her side, kept her eyes on the table and her lips pressed firmly. Mendeecees, meanwhile, was in damage control mode behind closed doors. According to reports, he spent hours confined in a recording booth making sincere admissions for a special insider part that may never appear. He was seen on camera choking up while denying any role and falsifying the results. Though some crew members murmured that the emotion sounded staged, his voice cracked with genuineness. His purported tapes, whether real or not, surfaced as brief excerpts tweeted by unidentified sources, each one more enigmatic than the one before it. "I never asked for it. I'm only human, and I wish I could turn back time." Often regarded as the family's sane voice, Yandy was uninvitedly propelled into the spotlight. A brief, uncut video of her pacing a hallway with her phone to her ear and saying in a low, anxious voice, "We need clarity," came to light. She wouldn't say who she was calling, which fueled rumors that she was working with a network or possibly a private investigator. This can't be how the season ends. Every moment of that video was scrutinized by admirers, who argued about whether Yandy was requesting some sense of normalcy in her marriage or was planning a covert effort to reveal the truth. When a trail of leaked emails that appeared online and purported to be contact between the executive producer and VH1's head of programming surfaced, the pressure increased. One statement in particular caught our attention in the screenshots. "If we admit the DNA test was real, we'll lose the storyline." The emails covered narrative integrity, audience retention, and potential fallout. "We lose credibility if we acknowledge it was a hoax." The uncertainty sparked a firestorm on social media. "We need a compromise." Viewers, caught between indignation and morbid curiosity, felt deceived. Is it possible for a network to fabricate something so delicate and private? The controversy touched on entertainment ethics and went beyond reality television. Erika responded by taking an unprecedented action. She invited a small group of blogger, influencers, and superfans to a private screening of what she claimed were the uncut DNA scene outtakes. The secret meeting took place in a dimly lit screening room at an unnamed Atlanta studio. Attendees characterized the video as emotional and unvarnished, capturing Erika's sincere response to the test result she was never meant to witness. Her incredulity was evident as she gazed into the camera, tears streaming down her face. she appeared to be justified, according to some, and deceived by others. Viewers continued to wonder why the original material was hidden. So the clips did nothing but add to the mystery. A third video leak surfaced. Adding gasoline to the fire, text exchanges between Erica and her personal lawyer about a possible defamation suit against VH1. In the communications, Erica's attorney references provisions in her contract, stating that she might seek damages if the network intentionally broadcast inaccurate material. "We have grounds to file, but you must decide soon," one message said. "The statute of limitations is strict." Erica simply replied, "Understood," indicating that she was considering her legal options. The industry was rocked by the possibility of a lawsuit against the network, which led gossip blogs to fabricate stories about an upcoming legal dispute. The remainder of the cast found it difficult to continue filming in the midst of the pandemonium. When Rosita and Kirk Frost were seen on camera attempting to practice a humorous moment for a future show, their laughter sounded forced. Bambi's eyes widened when she read reports about a hidden DNA scene while browsing through her phone in between takes. According to insiders, Giovanna Ventura, a former friend of Erica Mena, flew in for a cameo but abruptly canceled, citing uncomfortable circumstances and loyalty concerns. Her absence only served to highlight how alone Erica had become. Outside, analysts came in to analyze every viewpoint. Self-described reality TV specialists brought up topics like manufactured reconciliations, paternity hearings, and network cover-ups, drawing parallels to traditional daytime talk show disputes. Some speculated that VH1 would reframe the reunion broadcast as an expose and turn the entire story into a spectacular occasion. Others speculated, seeing her expanding social media following and soaring engagement, that Erica was purposefully extending the drama to enhance her own profile. Whether it was manipulation or a search for the truth, the supposition was incorporated into the show. Tension reached a breaking point during the last stages of filming. A crucial group dinner scene. Erica was late, clearly frightened, and holding a packet of papers. There were rumors that these documents included the real DNA report, and she planned to give them to Mona Scott-Young right now. Although cameras were rolling, the broadcast feed was turned off at this point, leaving only shaky surveillance film that a crew member had leaked. In it, Erica was seen approaching Mona, presenting the folder, and requesting an explanation. Mona's composed response, which viewers couldn't hear, marked the end of the video before the camera was turned off. That quiet said a lot. Erica's future on the show was still up in the air at the end of that exhausting day. Producers reportedly met late into the night to discuss whether to release a statement addressing the uproar or completely rewrite the reunion plot. Admitting the truth, according to some, might change the course of reality TV history and establish new standards for openness. Others were concerned that the franchise's reputation would be permanently harmed. Erica maintained her composure and refused to let the drama depress her. Her last scene on set that day, standing by herself in front of the studio lights, folder in hand and ferocious eyes, became the emblem of a season marred by mystery and uncertainty. With just her closest confidante, longtime friend who had come in to support Erica, withdrew to a hidden spot on set the night after the storm. As they sat in near darkness, Erica's face was illuminated by the brightness of a single phone screen, while she browsed through hacked emails and audio clips. "It's unbelievable that they would jeopardize everything for a plot," she muttered, her voice breaking, reminding her that the truth had weight and that her admirers were already supporting her. Her pal put an arm around her shoulders. Rumors of a class action lawsuit had started to circulate. Fan pages in Atlanta were organizing a Demand the Truth webcast for the reunion broadcast. Erica was aware that the momentum was increasing. Production requested an emergency meeting. The next morning, which was allegedly attended by senior executives from VH1 headquarters, in the same windowless conference room where the DNA audit had been disclosed. The cast and crew assembled, but the atmosphere had changed. Eyes darted around the room as executives arrived with printed binders and cameras already rolling for what they dubbed reality TV meets real life. One producer spoke softly to the group, saying, "We need to contain rumors before they become front-page headlines." Nobody wanted to be the next victim of a conspiracy theory fueled by fans. Meanwhile, a group of reality TV bloggers and paparazzi had gathered outside the studio, holding placards that said things like, "Release the footage," and "Erica deserves justice." A network PR attempted to shoo them away, but the chants of the mob just got louder. Live tweets erupted on social media, with some denouncing VH1 for purported manipulation and others supporting the franchise's right to tell an engaging story. After originally withdrawing from her cameo appearance, Giovanna reappeared on Instagram, live expressing her support for Erica and promising to travel back for the reunion in the event. That the network declined to provide an explanation for the DNA results. Erica got ready for an impromptu, unscripted confessional inside the building, which was a warning that the network might be preparing to air her raw sentiments. With a microphone fastened to her top and lights glaring uncomfortably in her eyes, she sat in a stark confessional booth. Erica inhaled deeply and stared straight into the camera when the red recording light turned on. She started, her voice firm, despite the tears welling up at the corners of her eyes. "I'm not here to play games. I have a right to know the truth. Show me the actual DNA test if this show is about my life." Avoid hiding behind envelopes and revisions. Producers watched her speech from a control room with numerous screens. While some jotted notes frantically, others nodded in agreement. Word got out that Erica's confession could be the pivotal moment in the network's handling of the problem, and that Mona Scott-Young was watching from a distance. Mendeecees, meanwhile, was nowhere to be seen, which fueled speculation that he was getting ready to respond, perhaps with a surprise Instagram Live appearance or a sit-down interview with a prominent talk show. A mysterious social media account, purporting to be that of a network insider, made a midnight vow to broadcast the full, uncut DNA footage hours later. With rampant speculation about what the video will show, people set up alarms. Conspiracy channels predicted that, with commentary from a lab technician, it would display Erica's paternity likelihood at almost 100%. In order to further complicate matters and give VH1 plausible deniability, some predicted it would be inconclusive. With countdown clocks incorporated onto fan websites and reality TV blogs hinting at the biggest twist since paternity test episodes became TV staples, expectation reached a fever pitch in any case. Yandy took an unexpected move in the middle of that craze. She shared a mysterious message on her Instagram story, which consisted of a dark screen with white letters that said, "Truth always finds a way." There was no explanation or hashtags, just those 4 words. The timing was perfect, leading to rumors that she was supporting Erica or quietly criticizing the network's strategies. The fact that Yandy said nothing in response to a barrage of comments seeking explanation only served to confirm the notion that she was either actively engaged in behind-the-scenes discussions or purposefully kept her denials credible. Erica and a few other superfans watched the unofficial broadcast, purported to have insider access, as midnight drew near. Before the clock struck 12, the screen went black and a loading symbol appeared. But the broadcast was unsteady, alternating between fan reactions and fuzzy imagery. Live chat windows rang with collective moans. Did a network hack occur? A failed hoax by a fan? Or the quiet before a storm of real discoveries? Everyone remained logged in, unwilling to miss a moment of what might be television history. Even though no one knew. The screen then flickered back on at precisely 12, revealing a plain room with a long table. A man in a white coat, who was probably a technician, was seated at one end, and Erica sat down across from him. Her face and the man's computer screen were positioned perfectly. The camera switched suddenly to black as she opened a sealed package bearing a date from the previous season. "That's all we're allowed to show," a voice said a few seconds later. And the video abruptly disappeared from all recordings and streams. erasing fans' hopes for a definitive response. There was an instant pushback. Confirmed VH1 cover-up. One headline said, "Serious scandal or bogus leaks." Read another. In response, Erika sent a single tear emoji, a gesture that was more powerful than words. Several producers were reportedly frantically trying to manage the story behind the scenes, writing comments, liaising with legal teams, and deciding whether to discuss the experience at the reunion or make a public apology. With her phone in hand, Erika watched as her friends and supporters promised to support her till the truth was out. The atmosphere on set was tense the morning following the nocturnal leak attempt. Crew members glided like shadows, checking their phones every few seconds and muttering in corners. Erika was the first to arrive, holding a travel mug of black coffee and her eyes puffy from lack of sleep. At the entrance, she stopped and looked around the lot as if she was waiting for the Cindy. As if she was waiting for the Cindy? Security cameras to turn on. As though these were battle preparations, her aide gave her a stack of printouts that included legal opinion, conspiracy theories, and social media remarks. After inhaling deeply, Erika opened them, turned the pages, and slipped them into her jacket pocket. With a resolute gait, she entered the stage, prepared for whatever the day would bring. The season finale's opening scene. An awkward group breakfast was already being filmed inside the studio in the hopes that it would divert attention from the scandal. With his face drawn and his hands clutching a fork like a lifeline, Mendeecees sat at the head of the table. With a tight smile and a glass of juice, Yandy hovered close by, while Bambi tapped on her phone beneath the table, looking around to check if anyone was watching. Rosita and Kirkfrost exchanged nervous looks at the opposite end. Mendeecees tried to act like everything was normal by forcing a giggle when the crew called action. The effort was evident in the crack in his voice. Until the time of her confessional, Erika stayed off camera. With the microphone fastened to her top and the lights blaring, she sat in the same booth. The network was forced to broadcast her remarks unaltered this time. Akaza's lips quivered, but her voice remained calm as the red light continued to blink. Quietly, she stated, "I came here to share my truth. I'm sick of being deceived by my own show." She paused, her eyes sparkling, and said, "They can't keep rewriting my life, even if they wish to preserve their plot. The audience deserves truthfulness. I'm worthy of being honest, and I'm prepared to die if this is the hill I must climb." Back on set, an assistant hurried in with some news. A vague statement about reviewing content integrity had been posted by the network's official account, which sparked additional rumors. Erika's eyes squinted, gestured for her buddy to join her, who had arrived by plane earlier. They plotted when leaks occurred, when Yandy shared her mysterious story, and when production made the confessional edits by comparing timelines on their phones. Every piece of information seems to support Erika's hunch that her reaction scene had been cut. Her unfiltered tears were concealed. The world now had to decide which version to accept. Mendeecees looked up to see Erika standing behind the camera, observing him as the scene resumed. For a brief moment, their eyes locked, a silent conversation rich with history. Erika then turned aside and joined the group breakfast sequence by walking to her mark. The click of her heels reverberated across the quiet studio like a ticking clock, indicating the tension. Rosita tried a little joke about omelets as the director called action again, but her chuckle was insincere. Kirk gave the Mendeecees a pitying look, while considering the larger drama. Everyone pretended to eat cereal. A secret meeting was held in a corner office later that afternoon. The executive producer, head of programming, and legal counsel were seated around a long table with Mona Scott-Young. They invited Erika and her attorney to attend. The air was heavy with the smell of stale coffee and nervousness, and the atmosphere was tight. "We understand your concerns, Erika," Mona said in a controlled but forceful voice. Erika's attorney cut in, saying, "We're not here for excuses, but we have contractual obligations, liability issues, and creative considerations. The reputation of our customer is at risk." Confidentiality agreements, suggested remarks, and damage control. Plans were among the documents that were exchanged. Erica refused to sign until the real DNA findings were made clear, and she watched them mix the paperwork like cards in a poker hand. Meanwhile, there was a rally of admirers outside the studio. Superfans and reality TV bloggers displayed signs, calling for openness. One admirer carried a printed meme of Erica appearing deceived, while another donned a t-shirt that stated, "Show me the proof." Chants that reverberated across downtown Atlanta were relayed on live streams and carried in too. The studio through open windows. Crew members looked at each other anxiously as they stopped in mid-take to check the noise. Everyone sensed that the line separating the drama on screen from the spectacle in real life had completely fallen away. Erica leaned forward in the meeting room, her voice low but determined. She declared, "I would like to view the master tapes. Let me watch it if the network thinks the DNA test was authentic." There was a long pause before they said, "If they don't, then admit the scene was manufactured." After exchanging glances with Mona, the head of legal affairs sighed and pointed to a helper. Everyone in the room tensed as they saw a man in a suit carrying a sealed package marked archival footage. This was the actual envelope that had caused so much suffering. As she reached for it, Erica's heart raced. An unexpected voice called. Out from the doorway before she could open the box, it was Yandy. With a pale face and burning eyes, she walked in. With a trembling voice, she murmured, "This is tearing us apart." She walked to stand next to Erica and put a soft hand on her shoulder, saying, "We owe it to our family." Erica opened the box's top with shaking fingers and took out a thin cassette bearing the date of manufacture. She looked at Mona, who nodded slightly when she saw the label, which said DNA paternity test, raw audio video. No one was unaware of the gravity of that moment. The season might be changed by this recording. Careers could be destroyed. It might save her life or ruin her. The room's collective breath caught. However, the head of legal affairs stood up and held up his hand. Just as the tape was ready to be put into a player, he declared, "We can't broadcast this publicly." The group gasped when the speaker said, "But we can confirm that the original test did show a 98% probability of paternity." Erica's eyes grew wide, unaware that she had been holding her breath. Mona let it out. Ka's shoulder was squeezed by Yandy, as though they could hear the confirmation through the walls. Ka, the rally outside, cheered. It was a time of both triumph and sorrow. Triumph for Erica's truth and sorrow for the chaos it took to get there. Erica and Yandy resumed recording the season's culmination as the cameras rolled once more. In the reunion scene, their embrace was sincere, unplanned, and unadulterated. "This is my truth," said Erica, looking directly at the camera and speaking steadily. The revelation broke through the glitzy production and revealed the resiliency and vulnerability that reality TV so frequently promises but seldom delivers. Thank you for listening. Mendeecees joined them, his eyes full of grief as he put a hand on Eric's back. Although the family was divided, they were together in that instant. Fans were inundated with leaks by the end of the day that verified the 98% statistic. Globally popular headlines included Erica vindicated and VH1 admits truth. Social media was ablaze with relief, anger, and happiness. Content producers rushed to revise their theories, with some applauding Erica's bravery and others critiquing the network's morals. Above all, though, the tale had transcended television and become a societal event about power, honesty, and the cost of entertainment. After the cameras stopped